You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Golseth.
Thanks to Concordia University, Wisconsin for supporting the Coffee Hour. Find out more about Concordia University, Wisconsin at cuw.edu.
Live uncommon.
It is Teacher Appreciation Week, and so we are so thankful for all the teachers. This time during the pandemic, we're thankful for so many people who have had to make so many changes and serving in so many different ways and doing that abruptly. We're very grateful to all the teachers. I know I'm very grateful for my son's teachers and the great work they've been doing. Today, we get to hear directly from students how life has changed for them during the pandemic. So we are meeting with students from Lutheran High School South right here in St. Louis. We have Jacob Martinez joining us this morning. He's a senior at Lutheran High School South. Jacob, thanks for being our guest.
Oh, indeed. Love to be here.
And Savannah Schmidt. Savannah, thanks so much for joining us this morning. She's also a senior at Lutheran High School South.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Love talking with students from our local Lutheran schools and hearing about what it means to be a student at a Lutheran school, and then also what your experience has been like now. How does this pandemic impact you? So aside from the pandemic, what have been some highlights of your senior year at Lutheran High School South? We'll start with Savannah. What have been some of the highlights prior to the pandemic, at least?
Well, I've just been enjoying a lot of stuff about senior year. Everybody kind of anticipates, what their senior year has to offer. And especially in the beginning of the senior year with cross-country season, we had a very successful season, a very successful basketball season. I was just enjoying being around the teammates that I've known for a couple of years and just spending extra time with them and just seeing where our hard work is led. And besides that, just school too is like seeing everybody, that you've grown up in the environment you've grown up in with the teachers. It's just awesome to see everybody like that.
Jacob, what have been some of the highlights for you this senior year?
Well, I know early on for fall season, I'm also on the football team, so that was fun getting to do senior night with them and having those games. Along with, I'm a stage manager for the play, so I know that was a big thing that we all got involved in last year. That was a lot of fun, just to get to see from when you're younger, coming in as a freshman, you don't really know much about it, to this year you're kind of all over the place and really getting to dive into things. I know that was a joy, and kind of bummed because we had a spring play that was planned that we were doing. It was just as a student-led play, and I know there was a lot of support that we were being backed from the administration to do that. So I think we were all a little bit bummed when we didn't get to do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that a lot of people have been missing out on, especially during your senior year, all of these things that you were looking forward to doing that have been a little different now. Jacob, how has the last, 7 weeks, how has that transition gone for you, going from being in school in class to online learning?
Well, I think with any other student that's going through this, there's a bit of a transition. I know there was a week or two where the students, along with the teachers, were trying to figure out, just what to do and how to get things turned in, move into different online programs. But I think it was a pretty smooth transition. I have to compliment Lutheran South for getting through that pretty quickly. Like I said, there was a week or two where things were just trying to figure out what we were going to do. But other than that, it was a very smooth transition. We got to do things. At this point, it almost seems normal having an online class.
Yeah. Savannah, what about you? How did that transition go for you?
Yeah, it was, to be honest, it was smoother than I thought it was going to be because when this happened, it was during spring break. So it was like we were on an extended vacation. Like we had already started summer a little bit early. So, and yeah, it's rough and it's hard not seeing the people in person and being able to like walk up to somebody, and give them a hug after not seeing them for a while. But I think that what South has especially done really well, and other schools I know are doing, is just making sure to check in with the students in each online class and just make sure everybody is doing okay. Because a lot of people can be struggling in different ways with this, and just before even getting and being concerned with schoolwork is checking in to make sure everybody's mental state is also good.
So, how will you be observing the close of your senior year now that you've made this transition to online learning and just a whole different approach to your senior year? What does that mean for the end of the year? I know typically that would include graduation and other closing events, and this is the close of your high school career as well. Are you making special plans with your family? What do you think the end of the year is going to look like for you, Jacob?
Well, I know there's some different plans that are going around. I think there's 3 plans at the moment that South has created for having a graduation, just different months, kind of depending on when we start to open things back up. But aside from that, I know with family, we're probably going to have a get together as soon as this closes and kind of have like a barbecue just to celebrate a little bit. I know my family was pretty excited to go to graduation. They've been at pretty much everything, all the track meets and stuff up until now. So
Savannah, how about you? Special
Yeah.
plans?
I think that this whole thing has kind of encouraged a lot of people to do and find different ways to celebrate, like with graduation. That might look a little different. A convocation, I know one of the options has been like a drive-in type thing, and then just anything else, other celebrations. We might make up prom. There's just a lot of options at this point, and especially with family, we might have a independent graduation ceremony in the future, but I think all those opportunities have been really nice because it's given us a second look at like what's important and how to just alter those events so we can actually make them happen for everybody.
Savannah, how would you say Lutheran High School South has prepared you for whatever comes next after high school for you?
They've prepared me a lot, and I've heard a lot of good input from a lot of graduates about going from South into a college because the education is at such a high level for like participation, and they really just push you. And I feel like I've honestly been pushed really hard, but in a good way, and encouraged by a lot of my teachers, especially in some of my history classes. Like that's what I'm going to major in, and that's why I feel like I've been so well prepared, is because every single day I'm being pushed to be a better person, and also a better student.
From your perspective, Jacob, how has Lutheran High South prepared you for what comes next?
I think very well, actually. Just kind of with, if anything, this new schedule is helping. I think in a weird way, just from college students that I've heard from, it seems very familiar to them. All the things that I said that we've been doing, it just seems as though it's pretty natural for them and something that they'd be doing on a regular basis. So I think, if anything, in some odd way, on the bright side, this is actually helping us a little bit.
What are your plans moving forward? What's up next for you, Jacob?
I am going to Wichita State University for a double major in biomed engineering and finance on a possible pre-med for cardiology. But other than that, I know actually just before this interview, I got off the phone with the hiring committee at Wichita, and I'm going to be an ambassador there that kind of gives tours. And I know things are changing for them as well, as we're doing video interviews to try to get our training done.
Yeah, that sounds super exciting for you. God's blessings to you as in that next chapter.
Yeah,
You have a lot to look forward to.
yeah.
Savannah, what about you, Savannah? What's next for you?
Well, I'm also going to be in a double major track, actually, but different type of track. I'm going into history and secondary education. I'll be in Sanford, Alabama, or Birmingham, Alabama at Sanford, and I'll also be doing track there, continuing my track experience, which is awesome because I didn't get the chance to do that this year, but I'm very happy that I get that opportunity, and I'm super excited to see what the education and athletic have for me there.
Yeah, you mentioned missing out on track. Both of you were involved in track this year, but really didn't get much of a season. Didn't have any meets this year. Is that correct?
Yep, that was it.
Yeah, I know. I went on a spring break vacation with my friend, and we were really looking forward to the year. We were doing all of our stretches and workouts during vacation, and then all this started to happen. We came back home, and we're pretty bummed about not having a season.
Hmm. You missed out on a number of things. Track season, I think, Savannah, you mentioned prom, and a whole host of other activities. But I appreciate, Jacob, that you pointed out some of the brighter side to this as well. How this prepares you for the future, the experience of the switch to online learning, and really taking responsibility for yourself, all the responsibility that places on you for your education. So thanks for pointing out that bright spot as well. And speaking of bright spots, it is Teacher Appreciation Week. I want to give each of you an opportunity for some shout outs to your teachers today. We'll start with Jacob. Any teachers you want to give some shout outs to today?
Oh, I'm probably going to give a shout out to Mr. Lind. I know he has been an awesome teacher to have through all 4 years. I had him for chemistry and for my STEM classes, and he was the first one I texted when Lutheran South started making face masks to give to local hospitals. So I know he's been super involved, and he's always trying to do the best for the students.
Savannah, how about you? Shout outs to teachers today for Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yeah, I got a lot, honestly. They've all been there for me through this time especially. But I'd say Miss Martin, my math teacher, and then she's also just been an awesome basketball mentor too. We've been getting together on Google Meet as a team still, so it's been awesome to be connected. And then other teachers too in other subjects, Mr. Johnston, history, and then Miss Binding in English, anything like that. It's just they've all been there for us, and they've been doing their best to prepare us, especially for those are my 3 AP classes. They've been doing a good job of preparing us for those tests.
Oh, yes. I remember AP tests. Good for the teachers.
Have you already taken the tests, or all done with that?
Next week.
Yeah, next week and the following, I think, are plans for everybody.
Well, you'll certainly be in our prayers, and all the students who are preparing for those AP exams. I know that it's been a challenging year, but I know, as you shared earlier, Lutheran High South has really prepared you for what lies ahead. So thank you so much to both of you for being our guests today. Jacob Martinez and Savannah Schmidt, thank you both for being our guests on the Coffee Hour, and our salute to teachers this week on Teacher Appreciation Week.
Thank you.
Had a great time.
You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Gulseth.